used to that. And Pete likes the exercise too.
Yes. Someone asked, I use weedless baits, but they get hung up on weeds. What would you do differently to not get weeds on a weedless bait? I guess you can't really avoid.
No, and the other day when I was bass fishing recently on my own,
Yeah.
and using a wacko or a swim jig,
Yeah.
I try to keep it above the weeds. And you actually do a lot of that straight retrieve with the grubs and that.
Yeah.
So you increase your speed a lot, don't you, just to stay above the weeds?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this time of year, fish are like, gonna, since the water's warming up and the sun's coming out, they're gonna like search for weeds. But I would just reel a little faster. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I taught you a lesson the other day when we were fishing and looking for bass about having a good pair of Polaroid sunglasses.
Yes, I'm going to purchase those soon.
And
because, it's important,
oh yeah, well I mean when you're fishing weeds and you got your Polaroids on and you can see the holes, the pockets in the weeds.
Oh, just
and what you do then, folks, is aim your bait for the pocket of the weeds. So if the fish is hiding in the weeds, waiting to ambush something in the open water there. But you got to be able to say, oh, minnow's here.
Yes. Speaking of weedless, does Eagle Claw make a full line of weedless hooks?
Oh, we're gonna. You know what? I would go to eagleclaw.com and take a look. They have every hook imaginable, and they have a ton of jigs.
Yes.
And I'm sure that they have the weedless jig you're looking for. And what I'll do a lot of times with that wacko worm is use a weedless jig on that.
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah, and you can cast that into log or into weed, and keep your rod tip high too when you're jigging in weeds.
Yes.
So that will help.
Does Minnow have any nicknames yet?
Minzy.
Minzy.
Or Minzy.
She just got in trouble because she just pooped in the house, so we're trying to not get rid of her.
Well, you know why she did? She was sniffing around in here when I was watching the show, and Mom said take her out, and you didn't take her out.
Nope, it's all my fault.
Well, I would agree with that.
So someone's asking about Fleet Farm. The fishing line is running out, or they're running out on a lot of things.
Okay, here's the deal right now, folks. Fleet Farm is trying their very, very best to keep all of their products in stock because of the coronavirus. Excuse me.
Take a sip of your water.
Because of the coronavirus, the supply chain from manufacturer to stores, any store, has been interrupted. And only essential workers were allowed into these factories during the shutdowns. So the owners of the company and everybody else was doing the shipping. So Fleet Farm is trying as hard as they can to stay on top of it, but right now the manufacturers are just starting to catch up with shipping and production. So we are really, really making a strong effort to keep our stores completely stocked.
So don't give up on Fleet Farm.
Oh no, don't even think about it because every other store is having the same problems keeping product, and it's again because of the supply chain being interrupted during the COVID virus. So, and a lot of the fishing companies who make plastics and lures and whatever, they were basically shut down from manufacturing, and that's what's causing the situation right now. Plus, the interesting thing is, so many more people are fishing this year.
Yeah, it's really good, like with everything going on and being stuck, it's nice to see that, not only people are fishing, but even when we go on walks, kids are playing outside more than on their phones and tablets. But I mean, Fleet Farm is, like he said, doing their best, so.
And, it is interesting that we've sold 30% more fishing licenses in Wisconsin and Minnesota so far this year. And it is because it is a sport that you can get out and, I guess, keep your social distancing as well as you can. But it's great to be outdoors during this situation, folks. And there's no Major League Sports on TV. There's nothing else to occupy your time. So why not go fishing?
Do you think that the question is, do you think this summer fishing is going to be a good season with all the bad weather?
This is a great question. Who is that from?
That was from Phil.
Phil, excellent question. we are prime right now for some of the best fishing of the year, and that's because of the crappy weather that we had all spring. This warming trend that we're just starting to experience in the Midwest is going to trigger the best bite of the year for at least the next month. And when you have cold, wet springs like we had, that means the weed growth isn't up yet that good, especially in northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota.
Yeah.
The water isn't that warm yet. I think they're looking at about 53-degree water temps in northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota. So as you see those water temps go up, as we get the warm weather and the sun, that's going to make the weeds grow. That's going to attract more fish. So, Phil, that is an outstanding question. I look at the next month, 6 weeks, as the best time to get out and enjoy multi-species fishing on all of the lakes. And when the weeds grow in northern Wisconsin and northern Minnesota, you're going to start seeing a lot more walleyes congregated in small areas. They love weeds in 5 to 15 feet of water. So
it's just going to take a little, maybe a little longer than normal, but it will still be a good season.
No, it's going to be great again because, like we said, the cold, wet spring that we've had, the good fishing hasn't even come yet. So if you get steady sunny weather for 4 or 5 straight days, it's going to be phenomenal.
Matt